Yeah.
Yes, okay. I think we are live. Okay. Yes, YouTube. So yes, hello everyone. Hello everyone. I'm sure you guys all know Zherka. You guys all know
Let
Zherka.
me
He's
Isabella. Let me dox myself real quick.
okay.
Hey, you Muslim fucks, come and get me. I'm ready this time. I'm
Oh,
kidding. That's not a call to action. I'm joking.
are they coming after you?
Kinda.
So yeah, I've been seeing you kind of debate sneako. Maybe we'll start with that because I know you're Catholic, right?
Yes, I'm actually new to this.
Okay, so I'm new to this too. So I was an atheist for like the longest time. I went to Catholic school growing up. I always thought it was BS. I'm Christian, my type of Christian kind of has some issues with Catholicism. We don't really need to get into that. It's not that big of a deal. But I am too. I'm a baby Christian, so I feel you. So how long have you been a Catholic?
I don't believe you. You mean you're like 1 year? What? How many years have you been a Christian?
Literally a year.
What?
Hmm.
Oh, but you re-tapped into what you were learning as a child, so that's why you look like a Christian and I don't. I look very baby, right?
No, I mean, so you're saying like you seem like a baby Christian. I will say, I don't know. I don't like I told you before the stream, I'm actually not on social media because my husband does not allow me on social media, but I do see your rants sometimes. I do see people in the chat saying that you like Coca-Cola. And so maybe things like that would make people think that you're more of a baby. I don't know. But I have a husband that's like grew up in a church and I'm surrounded by our church. So it's really made me grow up faster, but I still am a baby Christian. There's still a lot to learn.
Yeah, because when I saw your clips on Fresh Fit, I was like,
Mm.
oh, she's like raised like this. She's been doing this for a long time. I would never guess that you're new to this. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, my Catholic school did not really teach me anything, to be honest. It was very ritualistic, and I used to
Why
tell
does
my
Isabella? Everyone says that. They're like growing up. I didn't Zerka. Why are you always so angry and frustrated that you missed out as a child? Do you know that most people who went to Catholic school they didn't learn shit? And I'm like, there's no stories you remember or any scripture.
there was like some stories I remember. I've always been a big animal lover, so I didn't love like in the Old Testament giving all these sacrificing animals. I didn't love that, but there were some stories I remembered and liked. But I was kind of like, oh, we're reading the Bible. These stories are interesting, but nothing made me think it was real at all. Like it was, I don't know. Every morning we would say Hail Mary, Our Father, and the Pledge of Allegiance, and we didn't really know why we were saying it. So that's kind of my issue with Catholicism is it's very ritualistic instead of really teaching you why. Because as an atheist, like I used to call my religion teachers as stupid as liberals. So I was just very outspoken always.
Were they strict? Because I've heard stories they beat people up and shit.
No, no, not strict at all. And in fact, like the Catholic schoolgirls are notoriously bad.
Whores.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was always what I remember when I was a hyper degenerate. What
Hmm.
I'm a moderate degenerate now, but when I was like very in my player, whatever the fuck that was, I always was drawn to Catholicism because it would be some Catholic schoolgirl that's hot as fuck doing everything. You know what I mean? And so I'd be looking down and be like, why? What are they learning in this Catholic school? But now I realize, dude, they're not strict in these schools. They're very liberal, and it's kind of like it kind of feels like it's like a camp. It's not real. You know what I mean? It's not real. And then that's when I realized I'm like, whoa, you have to be very lucky to be in a spiritual system that's actually genuine. It's like very rare, especially in the US. So I didn't miss out on much. I can play catch up quick. I do a bunch
Right.
of coke, read scripture. I can learn this shit quick.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. Okay, I did want to change the topic a little bit because I've been seeing you going off on Adam22. You've actually been on his podcast, right?
Yeah, yeah. And basically he said he's gonna have me back on, and I'm like, dude, I'm in a rush, so let's book me up. You know, I'm the most views. I get you a bunch of views, and they kept rescheduling me for a month. And I didn't talk about this until now, but now I can talk about it. I was mad because I'm like, guys, like I'm doing everything on your time. I'm doing everything correct. I'm wasting a bunch of money out here in LA, and I hate this fucking place. I want to leave as soon as possible. So when I stayed a month and a half to almost 2 months waiting for this nigga's call, I was like, this is the most rude shit ever. And then he books me 4 days, 3 days in notice. On the same time, I got booked for Fresh Fit. So I'm like, I'm sure I can make it to both, but obviously I couldn't. It was so jam-packed. They wouldn't want to change the schedule. And I remember thinking, like, did I just wait almost 2 months and they can't reschedule me so I can get on fucking Fresh and Fit? I went on Fresh and Fit instead. Yo, I don't know if I'm just being a petty little bitch. And if Adam said, Zherka, you're being a petty bitch right now, I'll give it to him. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm positive that shit pissed him the fuck off, because when I came back, I said, hey, book me. I'm the hottest thing on the fucking algorithm. Let's go. Now you can actually use me. Bro, I'm actually busy. Not even busy this week or I'm just busy. I'm busy this. I don't know what he said, but it was one of those where it's like, first of all, his comms, his communication was so bad. Mm-hmm. And then it was horrible, I guess, because he's holding a grudge. So I'm like, I don't give a fuck how useful you are to me, and I help you out too. You're fucking impossible to work with. Fuck this bridge, I'll burn it. But my team's like, don't burn the bridge. Because anytime someone like fucks me around and I waste that much money staying out here, I get really angry. It's really the time. It's not the money. Because every bar I went to, I'd be smoking a cigarette and some dumb liberal bitch is trying to like fucking flirt, but she's talking about all this fucking stupid Bernie Sanders gay ass shit. And I'm there thinking of Adam, like a homosexual. I'm thinking of a man talking to a woman, and I don't even drink. And I start drinking because I'm so mad. I'm like, when is this fucking guy gonna call? Then he starts promoting his wife. His wife getting banged by the elite of black.com. You know Black? And I'm like, whoa. Is this why he kept having Destiny on and talking about all this stuff and being open to it? Dude, he starts promoting it like, hey, the youth needs to see this just so he can, make $1 million or whatever he's making. And I'm like, okay, don't attack him. Give him guidance, because, you met him in person. I don't want my dad to ever say, you snake people who help you. Then he keeps double downing. Did you see he kept fucking posting and posting? I'm tired of seeing that nigga and your wife, bro. And I started losing it. And I said, I wouldn't be that mad. But have you noticed? Why not do this outside of the sanctity of marriage? Why? Why do they have to come in here, in our space, and do it here? Because it's the most money, because the devil rewards those who invert the scripture, not reject it, invert it, because you can't reject it. Everyone comes back to Christ, whether you like it or not. Whether it's on Judgment Day, you have to come back. So he inverts scripture, he perverts it, and then he gets rich off it. And all I said was, I forgot what I said, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that mean the first time.
No, yeah, you're never that mean. But I did see your tweet here. I have it up right here. People like Adam in the gay community love to get married to make a mockery out of God. Why not just stay away from a biblical lifestyle? Why the obsession to join them? I'm not married because I know I'm not good enough for it. Call it what it is. And which is exactly what you're saying right now. And then I see him respond here. You're not married because you're a down low homosexual with a Coca-Cola addiction. FYI, as if this guy probably doesn't have a Coca-Cola addiction. Let's be real.
That's boring.
And then what'd you say?
I said he doesn't have a Coca-Cola addiction. That's why he's so boring. He likes weed.
Oh. He's too docile. And then you're like, please do not get your wife's boyfriend to beat me up. I love that.
No, I said something else too.
What else did you say? Hold on. Where is it? Tell me.
I said, please do not get your wife's boyfriend to beat me up. I'm a nigga too. Just in case that guy wants to fucking throw hands. Because right. They're a family unit. He might come fight me. I'm not going to look like a pussy not mentioning him. So I got both of them. It was a fucking duet right there.
Good. Killing two birds with one stone. Okay, I have a super chat. Zherka, I saw you get into it with Jackson Hinkle. Do you dislike Hinkle? I know Hinkle. Hinkle's pretty cool. So is there beef?
Well, believe it or not, I was the first person to ever, I'm not going to say make him. He's a fucking genius. Not a genius, very intelligent. He's not Nick level, right? But I was actually the first person to platform Jackson when he was very small, and we clicked. We're friends. We're like this close. But on Twitter, we beef a bit, but we always have like pizza or cheeseburgers and laugh about it it's never serious. But on Twitter, it looks serious because he posted something about Putin welcoming Islam and Muslims into Russia, and he's inclusive of it. And I'm like, well, there's your Christian leader right there, inclusive of a religion that literally says Christ is a man. So I'm like, what the fuck are you trying to do with this tradcon fucking those Orthodox bros that always they're snakes, those tracksuit fucking Slavs? And I'm like, bro, all you have to do is say Putin is based, but I don't like that he's adding other religion. I don't care if it's Islam or Buddhism or whatever the fuck. This is not how you lead. You don't lead by stripping divinity from your creator and then saying, yeah, my Wagner military is going to be very powerful, and no one's going to be powerful if they think you don't even believe the fucking word. You know what I mean? So fuck that shit.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So what is your take on, well, I know Sneako's Muslim, right? He's newly converted. Um, I think that, I'm a Christian, but I think that we can team up with the Muslims a little bit because they at least are very anti-degenerate. But we can say there's issues. Like obviously Christ is king. We know this. But
Isabella, first of all, Sneako is a Muslim. He's newly wedded to a goat, but he's waiting till it's 9. But check this out. If you watch the last couple of years, even right now, it's always said on the bottom of my stream, anytime it was very hyper political broadcast, it's always said Christians and Muslims only. Always, even when I was not a Christian and barely a Muslim, it's always, to this day, all the money I've ever made through before all this was through Muslims. To this day, it's Christians and Muslims only. But there's a rule that they don't say, hey, Jesus peed like a man. You know that? I'm not these fucking pussy ass Christians who will take that. I will go to holy war with them over everyone else if I see that in my comment sections, because you will never find zherka talking about Muhammad ever. And until recently, now that they're shooting so much, they're shooting first. And I'm like, bro, and they're doing it in a nice way, which is really pissing me off. Zherka, I support you, bro. I donate to you. But Jesus was just a man. I said, take your money and shove it up your camel, bitch. I don't need your fucking money if I see that in my comment section. It's not doing shit to me. It's demoralizing the confused youth that follow me. And those fucking dumb Zoomers need to fucking listen to me. They don't need to be thinking about camels and shit. So that's why I went to war. I'd give $1 million if someone could find a clip of Zherka in 2022 or any other year retroactively insulting their prophet or anything about the religion. You will never find it. But them in casual podcast conversations, they drop it. And I'm like, bro, you must be used to these fucking Anglos that don't get angry. And now I'm the most angry. And now the Christian right has become a lot more like me, where they don't take shit at Sneako's fucking little YouTube video. They start arguing and shit. And that's what we need. And you know what's funny? Muslims always say Christians are soft. They're soft. They need to get harder. They need to get harder. The second I came on the scene, what the fuck? Slow down. So Zherka's going to invade Poland. Slow down. Shut the fuck up. They don't want us hard. They just want to call us soft. And really, why I get so angry is I'm not even angry at Muslims. I'm angry that they're my favorite fucking they're my favorite ally. And they're pissing me off the most. If you're my favorite ally, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? You're my favorite. I don't like Buddhists. I don't like any of the rest. These are the only ones I like. So I'm like, if you're my ally, why are you talking more than the Jews and the Buddhists? And you guys are talking the most. Shut the fuck up. So that's why I get mad. Because everyone knows I'm not like mad because I dislike the Quran and stuff. Actually, Quran was my favorite book. Years ago, someone's trying to make me look like a hypocrite. Leaking. Yeah, when I read the books, the Quran was my favorite. But when I read history and I had real life experience, I realized the book is just a book. It's not the word of God. And so I shifted, right?
Right. You're allowed to change your mind. Okay, we have another question. Super chat. Zherka, why do you think the tape bros have self-proclaimed women who call themselves witches? Sounds very shalom. I did want to talk to you about the tape brothers, so
yeah,
good segue.
Did you hear about these witches?
No, I actually have not. Like I said, I'm not on social media, so what's up with these witches?
The closest women in their lives all practice witchcraft, which is a lot of hypnotic spells too. And then the Tates, I think it was Andrew who said it, don't quote me because I never lie, so I might be wrong here. Maybe Tristan, but I think it's Andrew. He said he let one of the witches do a spell on him and stuff like that. And then they have that hypnotist that is kosher guy. And then basically it's yeah, they have a lot of that kind of black magic around them. And why? That's like Nick Fuentes staying with witches for years.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, I know that you are. Wait, so they're around witches. I just don't understand, like, why they let them cast spells, and aren't they? They're allegedly Muslim, but I've heard that they're actually like paid to be Muslim. I've like heard rumors about that. Is that true?
Yeah, it's also an ethnic shield because when you're going down and everyone's trying to take you down, you have to transform into a minority, right? Because they didn't want to be seen as like Nazi skinheads. So they got that ethnic shield and they got that backing from the Muslims, but it's
the Muslims pay, like you said.
I mean, I wasn't even a Muslim. Like I was just, kind of a cultural Muslim, and they really support their players. Now, Andrew Tate knows the algorithm. You've seen comment sections on YouTube. Bro, Muslims always win over the comment sections. That's how many there are, and that's how fierce they are. They're like 15 years old in comment sections, very aggressive like that. And they're promoted the most on the algorithm, the most on YouTube, the most. It's anytime a Muslim wins a debate over a Christian, you'll have 100 of those videos on the algorithm before you see the Christian actually won that debate. It just got edited out, the part where he's actually won the whole thing. And I used to watch this in 2016, 2017, Speaker's Corner. I'm like, wow, all those videos that I'm trying to look for where the Christian completely wins, I was getting so mad at scrolling. And I'm like, what is up with this algorithm? Scrolling, but I never put it together. And then now I realize the attack on the straight white male, there's a reason why there's no Muslim involved here. There's a reason why a woman who wears a hijab is partnered with the pussy hat feminists, is because they try and go with the left as well. Oh, we're minorities. We want to be with the left. And then I realized, whoa. So who is with the right wing? It's just the whites? They got abandoned by everyone? You'd think that the traditional Muslims would stick with Nick Fuentes. But no, they don't even, I'm not going to do it to your YouTube channel. I would never do that, but they don't JQ. And if they do, they talk about Palestine, and, they won't do it correct. And I'm like, how is Nick, this little fucking 19-year-old kid that everyone said, dude, this is your guy. Everyone DM'd me. They're like, Zherka, you're the first. But 2 weeks later, he showed up on the scene. I'm like, who is this? Then I could never find one channel like Nick's. And I waited 3.5 years. And he was like completely banned by then. And I was like, what the fuck? Clearly, the algorithm, the beast system, the matrix it only fucks with those masculine type Christians, right? And I was like, whoa, that is the last bit of the right wing, and it's eviscerated and demoralized. But when you click on this movement, that Groyper, that right, and you look inside, they're so fucking powerful and based. So that small movement, you don't feel like we're losing. You go, oh fuck, these guys are the geniuses, the crypto, they're rich, they just got to figure it out. And I was like, oh shit, that depressed feeling of we lost, it started to fade when I saw Nick and shit and on the J6 and stuff. But yeah, I would love to be allies with Muslims, but they always have to type something. Our side never types something. And
they're like keyboard terrorists, the Muslims, huh?
What was that?
They're keyboard terrorists, the Muslims.
You are hardcore. Holy shit.
Well, I mean, I could apply that to everyone else and trainees too, of course. I'm not saying keyboard terrorists just because they're Muslims, of course, YouTube. I would never say something like that.
Well, but I worry that you'll be out in public and one of them like starts throwing grocery eggs at you and stuff. That's why I worry that like a woman on our side says it.
Yeah, true. That's why I never leave the house. I literally go to the grocery store and church, and that is it. Yeah. So I did want to talk to you about Fuentes actually, because I do agree with you. When you look at someone like Fuentes, you think like, oh, like we have some hope. But the black pill, when it comes to Fuentes with me, is the movement, the conservative movement, which I've been so sick of lately because they're not conservative. They blacklist their own people. Like Nick Fuentes, even when I first started out, I had people telling me, like, do not associate with him. Like, he's the worst ever. And I like the more someone tells me not to associate with someone, the more I want to, because it's just like, you guys are leftists. And that's what they do to Nick. Like, I remember a good time when conservatives used to make fun of leftists for being snowflakes and getting offended by jokes. But then, see, I've actually never watched like Fuentes' show, but I've seen clips of him where conservatives would be crying about the jokes he's made. And all of a sudden, jokes are so offensive. And I thought that that was something we used to make fun of liberals about, but now we can't do it on our side. And it's so frustrating. And you see no one sticking up for Nick, except people like in the manosphere like you and Sneako, which I've actually been
No,
loving to
not
see.
Sneako. Sneako does not stick up for him anymore. Did you see what he said yesterday?
No?
Tristan called him a virgin and started attacking Nick. And you'd think Sneako would go to his defense, but he kind of just said, hey, don't do that. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I saw something of Sneako's earlier. I don't know, as I was doing my makeup, I was trying to put on something because I was supposed to stream with him. And then he had a flight in an hour. Classic Sneako.
Yeah, I'm meeting him tonight.
Okay, good. Well, you can tell him, stop canceling on me. It's okay though. I don't really care. But I think I saw him saying that it's actually the most, it kind of sounded like he was sticking up for Nick because he was saying it's the most true thing to be a virgin until getting married. So Nick is actually doing what's right.
When we just look at it side by side, Nick, the millionaire at 20, purity Chad, who has no problem talking to women, getting them. We've seen it a million times. That Nick looks like a pure knight. But they actually dared last night compare that purity crusader to an OnlyFans manager who joined Islam for some money and protection. That was traumatizing. What I heard from Sneako yesterday, because I'm like, dude, if you lost a pussy at an early age and you dare compare yourself to Nick, you lost at 17 or whatever. Whenever you lost your virginity, you lost it. Shut the fuck up. It's over.
Yeah, that's true. That's something else I wanted to talk to you about was kind of the problems in the manosphere because I don't know, what are your thoughts on Rolo? Because Rolo blocked me. I don't know why, but he blocked me ever since I was
Rolo,
on some.
yeah, he blocked me too, and then he unblocked me. But I see Rolo in a few days. I think we're having he's got like a bunch of women for me to date, and I think we're doing some kind of debater stuff in Vegas. But he blocked me because I said I guess he took his kid to a beauty pageant, and I had a problem with that. But then he unblocked me after Fresh and Fit because I guess I said, his statistics are correct. But do you even know why he blocked you, or is it just random?
Well, I was on a stream on one of Pearly's streams with Fuentes, and we were pretty much debating just like having multiple wives and just like marriage and stuff. And oh yeah, here was the specific thing. Sorry, pregnancy brain literally has me hard R retarded. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. I guess I'll find out.
Pregnant. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, growing a little daughter.
You're supposed to be fat right now. I didn't even notice you're pregnant.
I am fat right now. Oh my gosh. I am fat right now.
How many months are you?
I'm due in October, so I'm 6 months.
That's crazy because it's like you said you're a baby Christian 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
You were so close to having a kid as an atheist. You know how scary that is?
I know. Well, my husband and I got married and we got pregnant like a few months later. So
was that freaky or was that like, yeah, that makes sense?
No, it makes sense. Actually, like the day I stopped taking birth control, we got pregnant. So exciting stuff.
Well, fucks women up. It destroys them.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, I know so I have had ovary problems since the second I got my period. So I was on birth control, like
ovary problem.
Yeah.
No, because for years I would make fun of women. I used to even get banned for saying you guys got ovary problems, but I thought I was just making shit up. What is it? Is it a real thing?
Well, I mean, that's like part of it. A lot of girls are just on birth control and it's pumping into you, like just all this bad stuff into your body. I actually kind of had a reason to be on it because I had issues with my ovaries, but my husband was like, we need to take you off of birth control because no more. You're off birth control. That's it. I'm making the decision. So and I got pregnant right away, literally on the day, on January 6th, I might add. I always love to say that.
On January 6th, you got pregnant?
Yeah, well, this January 6th, so like the anniversary. Haven't been pregnant since.
That kid is gonna lead America if that's true.
Well, unfortunately, it's a girl, so she won't. But she'll be submitting to a husband.
It's a girl. Okay, a girl. You got to reset. You got to redo this.
Yeah, I know. She's not going to be a leader, but my husband and I are like making sure that we are training her literally to be a perfect wife. Like that's what we're training our daughter to be.
Yeah, I'm on everyone. Okay. Now I'm envious of that. You know, I'd take a girl if I got the January 6th date. I would actually take the girl. Oh, and then I'll have a boy after, right? Usually I just want a boy, but if I get that date, you know, dates. Do you believe dates mean something like
I do.
numerology? I do. I do now because that Gary guy. But God bless you. God bless your child. And I'm telling you, don't trust Sneako. Right? She's not an ally.
Don't trust Nico, but you're going to see him later.
I know, but you know, it doesn't mean I like stand next to the camel. I don't want to get spit on. You know when I discovered that Rolo stream you mentioned where you asked, like women are never funny, you know, never. But I clicked and I'm waiting for Nick to say something, and he was kind of being boring, and Rolo was being butthurt, and then you randomly said, "Is George Floyd a high value male?" Why did you ask that? I didn't watch the whole clip, so why did you even ask that?
Well, so I just ever since St. Floyd's death, I just have had an obsession with saying like George Floyd. Like I just can't get enough of it. Like I can't hear the phrase "I can't breathe" without immediately thinking of St. Floyd. So it's just a thing. It's just a thing that I have to always bring up. And it's a good question. Is he a high value male? That was the debate.
Did you make up St. Floyd too, or did you get that from somewhere?
I think I definitely, because I feel like I don't know. It's been so long. Wow, I don't even know. I doubt I made it up though.
He's actually a saint in their movement. You're right.
But that's like right. They worship him. They throw their fist up to him. By the way, my husband's texting me, and he said that he wanted me to tell you that we will have our daughter ready for you as a virgin.
What the fuck? You guys are crazy, dude. Oh my God. You know what's crazy though? I always wonder for you, you know, you guys are new to this parenting thing. I don't want to like add stress, but dude, your kid goes to school and it's a transgender teacher.
What? No, she won't. She's getting homeschooled by me.
Oh, the whole 18?
Yeah, she's not going to school ever.
You guys are 100% dead set homeschooling?
Yes, dead set homeschooling. Yeah, my husband made that decision.
Both of you Google the statistics of how much money homeschool children actually make compared to public school. It's
way better, right?
Literally fucking rich as fuck. It's crazy.
Well, she's a woman though. She doesn't need to be rich. We're just going to be training her to be a good wife. I mean, she'll still get the proper education, but we're also saying, like my husband was saying the other day, how cool would it be? Because we're discussing if we want to have her sleep in the room with us or in a nursery. And he's like, no, I don't want her exposed to TV, because how cool would it be if she gets married one day and she's never seen a TV show, but her husband gets to show her like all of his favorite TV shows, all of his favorite movies, and she just loves it. And because, you know, men want an unexperienced woman.
Yes. And you know, it's funny when you say that on podcasts, they start calling you like a groomer and shit, you know? Like,
of course.
And it is interesting how, you know, our lukewarm positions are considered extreme.
Oh, of course.
That's why I'm the firecracker, because they're like, whoa, what the fuck? But I don't know, maybe I'm black-pilled, but I'm like, don't you guys think in 18 years it's going to be worse? Or are you guys thinking, no, we're going to take it back?
I'm black-pilled. I think it's only going to get worse, but that doesn't mean I don't want to have kids. And, you know, the community that we have here in Arizona is a very like close-knit church community. And let me tell you, these people are not like, when I was an atheist, I thought that Christians were very like stuck up and like can't make jokes, but these people like literally watch my videos. Like even were watching my videos before I got married. Like they are really cool people and actually funny and actually make good jokes. And so we'll have her sheltered.
My whole life, I thought if I go chill with Christians and go to their church, and even if I'm not a part of it, I'm just hanging around them, that it's going to be an in-group, out-group feeling for me where I'm like excluded because I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I cannot believe how even the Protestant places I didn't like, they all had the same mindset of zero judgment. And they talked to me about sports. They never spoke to me about scripture. They never tried to, because if they did, I'd be like, fuck, I didn't read that chapter, bro. You know what I mean? But it was always like, man, it's so interesting how you can join any group after school activity or whatever. You'll always feel left out. Doesn't matter what, doesn't matter how kind they are. But when you join a church, you don't even get 5% of that feeling. So I had time to actually go, oh shit, months have passed. No one's pressed me. No one's put me in an uncomfortable situation. They haven't even tried. They haven't even tried to be preachy. I guess I'll just start reading that shit. You know what I mean? It was like a lot easier to read when there's no pressure. There's no like exam, right? So that was the weirdest thing. But if I told like an atheist Zoomer this, they would never get over the fear of sitting in church and feeling like the black sheep. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, for
that's why
sure.
join the fucking church and go play basketball with them, have fun, and shit will work out.
Exactly. Okay, we have some super chats that I have been ignoring. Okay, so ask about the Freemasons and celebrity handlers. This is in reference to the Tates. So my husband actually was just telling me the other day that Andrew Tate's actually probably a Freemason. And I was like, what is that? Because I'm a dumb woman. And he had to educate me on that.
Yeah.
But some brotherhood, like, so do you know anything about that with the Tates?
Well, that's all I'm known for, especially that topic. And the best way, the easiest way to explain it is just look at all the presidents. I think 80-90% of them did not go to a church as adults. They all went to a different temple, right? Bloodline guys, even non-bloodline guys who just had good connections. And I was thinking to myself, what the fuck is in this temple? Why is it symbols and it's so obscure and stuff? Then when I read into it, it's just antichrist. And they don't reject Christ. They say he's real in different names and stuff, but they say he's real, but not the supreme authority at the 30th to 33rd degrees, the highest level, that Lucifer is their supreme authority. But they can't have the power to reject Christ like they do in the media and stuff. The highest levels, no. And then I read that Freemasons, the people that they hate the most because of their IQ, they say they have the dog's IQ, is they hate atheists the most. And I was like, but don't they want to turn everyone into atheists? No. The ultimate goal is to have a Luciferian utopia that is spiritual, but it's under their, I guess, like pride and all that kind of stuff. And that blew me away. And Andrew Tate being his dad's CIA, and then there's this ongoing thing with everyone, Alex Jones, whoever's dad is CIA, usually the kid is a prospect. And I was wondering, I'm like, why is the kid see too much? No, it's actually psychic programming, trauma programming, because when you're a part of this cult, your 5-year-old does not belong to you. It belongs to the cult. So they start, programming your kids, but they're giving you like big opportunities to make way more money. Like Shaq, he's an admitted Freemason on TV with the ring. Shaq has 400 to 600 million more dollars than his coworkers, all the basketball players. How? But he's the only one with the Freemason ring. Nancy Pelosi's husband. Once you're in the group, you have everything, but your family don't belong to you. And what's crazy is like they protect you from other secret societies. Like there's multiple, and a lot of people think that the ruling class all works together. No, it's a game to them. So let's say there's 10 ruling families. They're very horny to snake, kill someone, another ruling class's wife, and take their wealth. And that's kind of the game they play. They're all paranoid. They don't have peace of mind at all. They don't have anything, right? They just have money. And so that's why you see like big shifts in politics, like that the ruling class do compete with each other, but 80% of them will be on the same side. And then one of them will snap into psychosis and rape and kill one of the guys. You know what I mean? And so when I found out that's how power is at the top, because I really thought it was teamwork, because I watched Andrew Tate, the Matrix, they're all in on it together. And no, who is in on it together, you bald fuck? Andrew, who is in on it? The psychos. Psychos snap. They turn on each other all the time, but they never all snap at the same time to where it's chaos and the dumb fucking middle class takes over. That never happens. Very rare. But yeah, so they rule the world. They're in the Federal Reserve, the Treasury, and Yeah, so his dad is CIA. He's also his symbol. That the horse is it's a CIA program, an MK program. I'll post on my Twitter. Um, the checkerboard is a Masonic duality checkerboard that I talk about, because they believe in biting from the apple of good and evil, which is the black and white, the yin and yang. That checkerboard, you stand on your square. It's the left hand, right hand path of compassion and passion, which are actually both wrong, because you're not saved. You're not with Christ. So a lot of people think that the evil guys at the top are always evil. That's not true. Every human is linked to God, meaning when they're raping and murdering and doing evil shit, they have days where they actually will give to charity out of guilt. They have days where they want to be good guys. They even warp it in their head. We're actually the good guys. So when you see the evil ruling class, let's say Hillary, 7 days a week she's not evil. Five days a week she's very ruthless and evil. But she has days where she comes back, tries to come back to God. And that's why people get so confused and go, well, I don't know if this Hollywood celebrity is actually evil. And because they seem, I can see it in their eyes, they're giving to charity and enjoying it. And yeah, they have days where they're human. The devil can't completely take you. Never. You belong to fucking Christ. But that's the thing. They put their souls up for this contract. And it's really a demoralization alchemy that's in my documentary. And it starts with sodomy. Like, sodomy is the best psychic control. That if you bang someone at an early age, they enter a dissociative state or a shattered mind state. And they've done this since Egyptian times. It's in my documentary. Nobody knows what the Egyptians were up to. I do. I've read enough. Like cocaine books, man, and the dark web. And so basically, you program a child when they're in this dissociative state. Let's say you perform this sodomy on them. They can't handle the trauma of their family and people who are guarding them doing that to them. So they actually enter this happy place in their head where nothing bad can happen to them as they're being brutalized. And in that state, it's all, let's say, white. And then they say it's very dark, and then Elysium. That's what Albert Pike wrote, Elysium and heavens. And so as they're getting sodomized, it goes from the worst pain to, oh, it's euphoria, and I'm enjoying this. And the brain tries to cope, the soul. But check this out. In that state of trauma, that's when they get programmed. So they're like this. Let's say it's 7 years old, although usually it's 5. Let's say they do it at 7. The child is like this, traumatized afterwards. And that's when you can program them and say, get up. And that tone of voice, when they hear, get up, do this, you don't have to talk to that child for 10 years, 20 years. They could be adults, have normal lives, suppress the memory. That never happened. But they receive a phone call with the same voice, the same trauma, and they're triggered back into a dissociative state. And on that phone call, they can get instructions, grab a rifle, shoot up this place. I don't want to talk too much because I don't want to get killed. I'm not CIA. I'm not ex-CIA, but it's all in my documentary. And that's exactly which ritual made the most mercenaries. That's why most mercenaries that are picked up by all these foreign countries, they're like 14-year-old child soldiers that they programmed through a sodomy ritual. And Kay Griggs leaked it. She was married to a Shape military general. And he leaked that you don't go higher up in rankings in any special ops or generals without being a cherry Marine, meaning you got your cherry popped in the ass, and do that sodomy ritual. It starts with hookers, prostitutes at parties, a lot of money and big stocks they get push into your account. And then you have to get banged once, so they own you forever. And then they rise you up to general. All generals throughout the world do this, right? It's like the Spartans. Remember, Spartans were gay? It's like that. And then the second part of the ritual is you have to commit one cold kill. Every single, I'm not special ops. I come from a military family. People are trying to say, I'm not. Google me, I'm not. To be a special ops, special operation, anything, you have to commit one cold kill of a homeless man or whoever you choose. And if it's a high value target like politician, even if it's a politician that the military supports, the twisted satanic top of the pyramid of the military, they go, whoa, you took out that politician that we funded? you are violent, you are crazy, and they rank them higher. As in, you got balls like that. They actually love how evil you can be. But most cold kills are homeless guys. That's what I've heard.
Well, okay, we got another super chat. Does Zherka have the ring of Freemason symbolism tattoo?
No, well, yeah, it's like in my past, I worked at a temple, but it was a Rosicrucian temple, and I didn't work. I was looking for work, and they were helping me, and they're teaching me how to read and stuff like that when I was traveling the world. But this is like lower level stuff, and I didn't really know what all of it meant back then, and no one told me to get this. I just got it. It's actually a picture of my eye, but now it means nothing because I'm with Christ, and all tattoos are blood magic rituals. Through pain, you mark the temple of God through a blood ritual. So that's why, like, no one told me to get the Rosicrucian roses either, or the angel wing. They're like, oh, a fallen angel. No, it's just an angel wing. And I really didn't know what I was doing back then. No, I didn't. It's not like I was reading symbols and stuff. They just came to me when I was at the tattoo shop. It was now I realized, holy shit, this stuff means everything to me because it's everything I don't want. And to me, that's so crazy how the tattoos are literally, they meant nothing for years. And then when I started this crusade, I started looking at myself and going, that's how far gone I was. And I didn't even notice. It's not like I was praying to a god or demon or whatever. But, like those white cringe guys who go learn Buddhist practices and meditation. It was like that. But I didn't want to do no Asian shit. I want to do the Rosicrucian European shit. And, but yeah, I do. Why I get so fucking rattled when people ask this, because this is the first time I answered this. Because people say like subconsciously I'm being evil, and I believe in that. But I JQ the hardest out of anyone on the internet to prove I'm not with demons, and I say Christ is King every day, and I convert people. So my sinning, don't even focus on that. I convert them. But damn, I do cope with my past. Like I'm not Andrew Tate who goes, oh, everything I did in my past led me up to here and blah blah. No, I would take a lot of that shit back. A lot of it.
Well, now maybe the tattoos serve as a constant reminder of what you want to stay away from. So you could look at it like that.
Yeah, and I have this ego thing where 4 weeks ago I was getting the cross over it, and then I realized, damn, that looks like I'm hiding. Like Andrew Tate had the MK Ultra butterfly tattoo, and serpent, and he covered it up. I'm like, I got nothing to hide. I'm with Christ. Every fucking mistake, I'll just own up to.
Right. Well, I mean, Christ isn't going to not accept you because you have tattoos on your body. I mean, we are sinners. So, okay. So here's another super chat. Why did Zherka let Bradley tell him to shut the F up? Imagine Tate, Zherka would crumble.
Imagine Tate's there. No, I've heard stories with Tate that Tate's just like me where he'll be polite if he's in someone else's home. So I like that about him. But yeah, I mean, remember, I've done a million podcasts where people freak out on me. And my brother, my family, anyone who sees it, they're like, dude, you are like making them look beta and steamrolling them in their own houses. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're on their podcast. They're doing you a favor. You fucking biting the hand that feeds you. So I'm thinking to myself, anytime someone spazzes on me, my instinct isn't actually how people think I want to fight them and shit. My instinct is, I'm Zherka. I'm very rude. My instinct is, damn, I'm really fucking not letting this guy talk. And I was at that part, I was platforming some really, like, it could kill you. Because we were going over PEDs and drug use, and I went into too much detail where I'm glad they cut out some of that because I don't want kids seeing what I was about, what I was saying. I forgot that some kids will actually do what I did, and then because I overdosed and shit, I almost killed myself twice. So, and Bradley's trying to stop me from talking about it, but he doesn't want to look like he's censoring me. He doesn't want to give me a lecture to slow me down and say, to put me off so I stop flowing. And, so he kept giving me the signal, and I had a team member there giving me the signal. Everyone's giving me the signal to stop. But I, once a month, I'll do this thing where I go, I know better than you guys. Usually I listen. And then I realized right after that, I was like, oh shit, if he platformed that, I would have some blood on my hands. What if someone copied the drugs I took? Because those drugs are not, you don't take them for 10 weeks and die. Everyone who takes those compounds together died within 24 hours. Mine was like a week or something. And I just kept fucking talking over him. And I was yelling in his face, "You're going to get humiliated, Bradley. You're going to get no, own that, own that. You want to ask that question?" And it wasn't even that serious. It's like some flat earth question, right? And then I realized I'm being a bully and shit. But even if it was in my home where I would get angry if that happened, I'm not really the type of guy that those guys who try and look alpha world. I don't try and look alpha for the world. I can say with the hand on Jesus' name, I am not afraid of Brad. I will never alpha someone in their own home, right? And that's why I feel bad that I even rambled that hard, because you're supposed to let the host get it one sentence in. But yeah, a lot of Zoomer cringe fucks really want me to, anytime someone challenges me, they want me to jump in their face. And I'm like, dude, I've been podcasting for years. This stuff happens all the time. What you guys want is so biting the hand that feeds you. Bradley, would I have platformed Zherka if I was Bradley? Fuck no. I wouldn't trust that guy. That guy's fucking crazy. So the fact that he's doing me that favor, I'm like, oh, he's a better man. But yeah, that guy who asked that question, your mom's a filthy whore.
Yeah. Okay, guys, quick reminder, like this YouTube video. Okay, here's a good question. I'm curious. Actually, I think I've seen you talk about this. What did you think about the vasectomy Rolo said? I think I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, it was gay.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I mean, I just thought it was very strange. This is like, okay, we can talk about kind of the problems with the Manosphere. I actually do like a lot of the Manosphere content.
As Isabella, I hate the Manosphere and I hate Red Pill. Right?
Okay. Why?
Because if you, I've been saying this for a year and a half, and I was even getting attacked by my own community saying this on my streams back then. They fight for our traditional values that come from scripture without believing scripture. So they're actually bad people. They'll look you in the eye and they go, I don't like gay people. I don't think they should be teaching my kids. And I go, why? And they go, I go, it's because the Bible? They go, no, not because the Bible. I just don't like them. I go, you're a horrible human being. That's disgusting. You don't have a fucking reason? You're fucking evil. You're making us look horrible. You have nothing. You don't have God's word. You don't have nothing. And they fight for traditional values tooth and nail without realizing what the fuck they're fighting for. What are you trying to conserve, bro? It's the Bible. Come to us. We're not coming to you. And they're so ugly. Red Pill. Have you clicked on their profile pictures? Christians, even Muslims, they have good looking profile pictures on Twitter. But Red Pill Christians and Muslims and those lukewarm types, these are like 5'1" incels who can't get women. That's what Red Pill is. And Sneako tried to make the argument that Tate brothers help millions of people become masculine. Isabella, do you really believe those go top G, those guys that we saw on camera in fucking Greece? Do you really believe their lives changed after Andrew Tate? No, they just got hyped that, oh, it's like a Trump guy. Tate's like a Trump guy. But I don't think there's one dude who came out and said, I have a Ferrari because of Andrew Tate. I don't think one dude came out and, you know what I mean? Now I can.
Yeah, like no tangible differences in their lives.
Zherka can easily say everything I own is because of Trump. Easily. Because I was with the Clintons to 2015, right?
No way.
Yeah, way. Because I was, as a refugee, I was brought here, so I felt like I owe those demons. But then when I started losing all my jobs for the same reason Trump did, I started seeing myself in this angry dude and how he has like 3 hoe wives, and I'd be with hoes. I'd be like, what kind of fucking, I'm not based. I started seeing a lot of myself in Trump. But yeah, when Trump taught me to, double down and never, ever give the left anything. Like if the left says, Zherka, you stepped in a puddle, I go, nope, never happened. And I learned that from Trump because he would not give them anything. Even if it was the truth, he didn't trust them with it. So I can say plenty of people have made their careers following Trump. But Andrew Tate, nobody's life changed from Andrew Tate. I'm sorry, but great entertainer.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely have watched him for the entertainment value. Back to the vasectomy thing. So I tweeted out about a while ago when the whole Rolo thing was going on that vasectomy is a transgender surgery. Like you're neutering yourself as a man, and that is just gay. It is just gay. And something that I don't understand about the manosphere people, and this is something I said when I was on Fresh and Fit. I understand that men obviously want to spread their seed. Like they're biologically driven to like spread their seed, right? They want more women, whereas women want to stick to one. I mean, although I have seen clips of you saying like now women are closing the gap on being whores.
Well, say that again.
I've heard you say though on Fresh and Fit that women are now closing the gap on being whores. Like they are becoming worse than men, which
Yeah,
is crazy.
yeah, no, it's weird because I wouldn't for the first 3 4 weeks I learned that I wouldn't platform it because I was begging God to let me find something on Google that fights that statistic. I thought Destiny would help me. Hey, Destiny, I need the blue pill take. I was coping so hard because I'm like, I think I'm gonna kill myself. If this one's real, I'm done. That's the end time. And then, you know, it was real. Like there's nothing that fights it. Women have closed the gap on cheating. And they don't even have we're 20 times hornier than women. We are 20 times hornier than women. How the fuck did they do that? That's like beating up a big Jack Black guy as a toddler. Like you don't have that much testosterone. So when I saw that, I'm like, whoa, this has to be end times. Actually,
Yeah.
why did you bring this up? This one actually makes me like stop talking. I get really depressed here.
Well, do you think that part of it is okay? So I do believe, I mean, I think everyone deep down knows that men are the superior gender. I'm not blaming men for women cheating, but like my husband, there's no way I could ever cheat. But like, I mean, I guess there's a some sort of way, like you have to keep your guard up. But I mean, I stay at home. I'm not on social media. I'm with him all day, every day. I literally don't leave my house.
He does all
And
well on social media.
yeah, sometimes he has me write tweets, but like for the past like month, he's been like, I don't want you on social media. Women should not be on social media. Just focus on YouTube.
Hell yeah.
So that's kind of what I've been doing. So like he'll have me tweet some things, but he has like all my logins.
Which is
All the
because like as much as I want women to get the fuck out of our way, you got there are some types like you that are effective. So when you leave the arena, I don't. I'm never gonna platform it like, oh, we lost a good soldier. But deep down, oh fuck, bro, you know how effective she is for Fresh and Fit and the views and humiliating those other girls by setting an example. But again, when we look at the quantity, there's so few of you that really fighting for you guys to be, in this game is useless.
yeah, well, I'm definitely allowed to go on Fresh and Fit again. We actually are planning a Miami trip before the baby comes, so I'll be back in Miami. Definitely going to go on Fresh and Fit again.
Yeah,
But
that one. I know someone killed it if their clips have high replay value. I don't think I watched yours like 4 times in a week. The clip.
really,
Yeah, they're great.
oh, thank you, thank you. That was fun. I kind of wish that there was more like rowdy girls that were on with me. Like I was ready.
Because I'd be like, yeah, she's not as extreme as me. That'll bore me. I need stimulation. But the fact that you are getting that visceral response from the women because you're a woman, I'm not a woman. It
Hmm.
it looked like you were doing different kinds of psychological damage. It looked like you had. It's like I was a puncher and you were a wrestler, and it looked like you took them down in a different way, and they looked traumatized when you were talking. So I was like, I was doing Molly MDMA watching it.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I was watching it back and I was just like seeing the two girls that were sitting on both sides of me's faces the entire time. Like,
But you didn't make them cry.
I know I was just gonna say you made
That's
them cry.
hard.
Yeah, see, that's the thing though. Like as a woman, having a man say something to you is gonna make you cry more than I think a girl.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what you said earlier? Men are superior to women.
Hmm.
Women, trad women, if they if they exist, what they have to focus on is this is what it is. Your man is your weapon. Like I don't want to say that she puppeteers him, but if the guy is bringing all the bread, lifestyle, kids, best life to her, the women should start seeing their men as swords instead of trying to be the sword. They're trying to be the man. No, no. If you want to actually, you'll be a lot happier when you see your man as a Charizard, right? When you're like going for the instead of a fucking liberal Pikachu. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I love how masculine my husband is, and he just makes all the decisions. And women are so indecisive. Even like I will second guess every stupid decision I make, whether it's like what should I eat? It's like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll have that. It's so stupid, and he just makes the decisions. It makes it so much better. And even if I disagree with it, it's like, no, you vowed to submit to me, so you're gonna trust my decisions. And I've honestly never been happier and more fulfilled in life. So on the marriage thing, Zerka, I know you say you're not ready to get married because of
Wait,
the lifestyle. Yeah.
on that eating thing, I've never said this before, but I've wanted to. I keep forgetting. I still remember when I would, I think it was a year ago, I said to my girlfriend, I'm not going on any more trips with you unless I pick what you eat.
I
Not
think I
what
saw a
you eat.
clip of you saying that.
I don't know if I've said this in detail, but when I picked what she ate, I remember everything that made her stomach hurt that would ruin my fucking vacation because she started fucking bitching about her stomach. So I would plan the meals so she never had fucking, you know what I mean? In my head, I'm like, there's no way this bitch is gonna complain today. But if she ate her own food and she forgot and she had, oh, I don't want to go to the beach right now, and I'm fucking clingy, so I'm not going to the beach alone. I'm not going to
Of
flirt with.
course.
So I'll sit there in the fucking hotel waiting for the stomach ache to end. And what's funny is they're like 4 hour aches. So I want to. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Men should actually design meal plans for their bitches.
No, it's true. It's true. My husband is doing this with me right now. He's like, because I haven't eaten meat since I was like 8, and he forces me to eat meat.
Oh,
And just the other, yeah, it's just gross to me. I did it for animals before, but long story, whatever. I just find it disgusting. And so he told me the other day, he's like, you've had meat a couple of times, but like you need to be like, I don't want you just to eat meat sometimes. You're going to love meat because it's good for you. And deep down, I'm like, ugh, like that's scary to me. But he's like, it's food, get over it. And you're growing my baby inside of you. So I want you to be healthy for our baby.
yeah. Yeah.
So he's like, come up with a meal plan for this week. You're going to go shopping and you're making all these meat dinners for us. So that's what I'm doing this week. But yeah, I saw you say in a clip, like, you need to have, when you take a girl out to dinner or something, you need to tell her what she's going to eat. And if she bitches, like, just say no, because she needs to learn
Yeah.
to be submissive.
Yeah. Because what you should always remember is, let's say you're a high value male, she's getting a house, car, protection, emotional support all your time. She's getting like a shit ton of things, but she's not bringing that much. It's not like she's making your Fortune 500 company better or any of that. In fact, she's actually weakening it because you got to stay with your wife. And I don't think your company should come before your wife if it's a real wife. I really don't. But because I mean, if you're at the top, like how much higher are you gonna climb, bro? Focus on your kids and shit. But yeah, I mean, when you focus on how much you're giving her, if she's not acting like an employee, but you're giving her all this, like that's the worst trade deal on earth. And billionaires like Trump don't get their way with Melania or his other three wives. Your billionaire can't figure it out. These women are fucking evil, bro. $1 billion and she's still like, don't touch my hand. Remember she moved Trump's hand away?
I actually don't remember that, but that's crazy.
He went to grab her hand, and then the fucking paparazzi was there, and she just like swatted away because she was bitchy. I'm like, yo, you could be bitchy with a billionaire.
What a
So
bitch. Right. What a bad trade deal.
I mean, you got to remember in paradise, the Garden of Eden, where you have everything in paradise, Eve still wanted more. That's
Hmm.
fucking traumatizing, bro.
It is.
That's
That's a
why she.
black pill.
That's why she better listen to you because she don't know what she wants. You know, she wants the serpent's apple.
So, Zerko, what are your requirements for a wife?
I gave up on that shit. I don't get. I gave up a long time ago. I just want my guys to get married, but
No, you need a godly marriage, Zerka. You can do it.
even if she was the perfect woman, I don't think I want to ever. Like every relationship is like there'll be a lot of tears and stuff for no reason. But imagine now that I'm at war. You know how annoying it is. Let's say you fight a Muslim dude you see downtown. The last thing you want to hear is you got beat up, you got a black guy. I fucking kill myself if I come home. Finally, I get the rest from all the noise, and then she goes, "Dude, this war is not worth it" and stuff. I just want to be around people who go further, go further, go. You know, they keep pushing me until I get killed. I want to be a.
Mhm. Come on, Zerko, you got to repopulate the earth with your babies, though. You got to make more soldiers.
No, I'm for war. I don't want to do that.
Wow, that's sad. That's sad.
I'll adopt.
You'll adopt? Ew. I mean, I guess that's okay, but
Anyone on the right attacks me for this, but I want to adopt. I mean, dude, Jesus stayed with prostitutes and lepers and shit. He didn't give a fuck. I want to be like that. Plus, if I adopt, I can really trip them. And be like, dude, you would have been fucking on the street in mud without me. You better become a soldier and fight my crusade for me. You know, I get more gaslighting energy.
So Zherka wants to adopt so he can gaslight and guilt trip his kids. Perfect. That's a tweet. You should tweet about that. Okay, Zherka, here's another super chat. Explain your relationship with more plates, more dates. A podcast between you two would go crazy. Surprised how educated you are in pharmacology.
Yeah, so he's like the biggest channel that talks about PEDs and all sorts of, or hair loss and everything. He's actually the greatest red pill men's health channel or men's health channel on the internet by far. I mean, he's so great that I don't talk about him because I don't think any of the people I collab with are even close. But he's not political or any of that. But yeah, he worked at my nightclubs. We never spoke to each other. He became a big YouTuber. I did this stuff, and then one day I think I reached out on a post or something as a joke, and then he said, "You're from Vancouver?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he said, "Yo, I was a bouncer too." And so we started talking, and he has like 2,000. Now it's like $5,000 consultations for an hour. He's like the biggest thing ever on Joe Rogan, and he just gave me probably like 3-4 hours of his time free to recover my hair because I was dying. I was like fucking organs and hair and falling out and a lot of drugs at that time. And he said, you know, you get your shit together. You know, you've got a bit of internet clout. I think I had like 50,000 followers back then. And then, yeah, he pretty much saved like 35%, 40% of my hair density, which I didn't even know you could do that. I thought it was just gone. But he got me healthy, and I owe him so much. Like, I haven't done shit for him. But yeah, I'm going to try and do a podcast with him when I'm back home.
Cut out for a second. So you owe him so much. That's the last thing I heard. And you haven't done shit for him, you said.
Yeah, I feel like I owe him a podcast when I'm a big star. But I just spoke to him a couple hours ago. He's like, "You're on your way." Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you are on your way. My husband and I were talking about that. We were just saying how you get like tons of views. We feel like you deserve to be blown up more than you even are. Like your clips go viral, but you deserve more clout.
I swear to God, everyone who's ever said, "Dude, you got like 450,000 views in a week. How does that make you feel? That's like you beat everyone." I swear to God, if it was 20 million views, I deserve more. I literally don't give a fuck. That's how unique I feel.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like everyone is so boring
Yeah.
to watch. Like everyone is just so like boring. I think you're interesting. I think Fresh and Fit's interesting. Sneako's good. Fuentes is entertaining, but like everyone, I don't know if you watch any conservatives, but they're all so boring too.
Nobody, and not even Nick anymore now that I'm so busy this year. I haven't watched, but Nick's the only one who beats me. I don't think anyone else beats me because you know how stubborn I am to have that little kid change my worldview. You know how hard that is? And I remember when it happened because I'd watch him for entertainment. Ha ha ha, it's funny. But I remember when he said, "By the way, Jesus isn't what people make him out to be in the media. He was no hippie." And this 1 year after this, I was not a Christian, but it would just hit me. Once a week, I would hear that. And it resonated with me for years. And now my whole movement is we're not fucking hippies. So that kid,
I love that.
That kid did that at 20 years old. You know how hard that I always think I got it figured out, but that's the first time I put someone above me. I said, okay, he's above.
Okay, so someone asked, Jewstein asked, Zherka, how do you think?
Don't do that on YouTube.
That's their name.
Oh, okay.
That's Jewstein's their screen name on YouTube. Zherka, how do you think? How do you think the Fuentes versus Tate thing will play out?
Well, if Nick is in this position where he wants to make allies, like he's been months ago with the Tates, being very charitable to them, I'm not going to make a public comment about it because I'll be very angry. I really don't think they will ever be allies with us at this point, especially with the prison and the pressure. But if Nick turns into Nick the Knife and asks them the hard questions, there's only one question really. I will be euphoric, ecstatic, because I don't want them to go back and forth arguing. I just want the question that'll make those two choke, cope, and cry. And everyone knows what the question is.
Right, right, right. Can we even discuss the question on YouTube? I haven't been following it as much, but
My team doesn't allow me to do it, or even on your platform, because then other YouTubers get very afraid to have me on. So when they see me being cautious, they go, "Okay, I'll have Zherka on." But I want to be like that guy who's like poison, you know? Because I don't believe that's strategic at all.
yeah, that's something I've kind of struggled with, and my husband's definitely helped me scale back because I just have very dark. Actually, the thing that made me like you the most when I first talked to you was seeing that you were got in trouble for making a cancer joke. That's not like I'm someone that makes dark humor jokes all the time. You know, when people say Fuentes is awful, I'm like, oh my gosh, I say like way worse stuff all the time. I just like to joke around.
You had a
And,
cancer joke. You told me, and it was so funny. What did you say?
well,
Yours was
it was in reference to Dixie D'Amelio who shaved her head, and I was just like saying like no man wants you if you look like a cancer patient because he wants to pull your hair, and everyone's freak. It was the funniest thing. It was posted on Twitter, and like all the replies are like, "My grandmother died of stage 4 cancer." Like with a picture, it was like my husband said this, and it's so true. It was like a funeral, a graveyard of all of these dead cancer patients. It was just like
Stop
so
it! Stop
absurd.
it! You're on YouTube. Stop it!
Can
I
I
don't know.
not say that on YouTube?
I
It's a
don't know.
joke. It's a
I
joke,
really don't
YouTube.
know what. I don't. Just be careful. Wait.
I
So how
know.
many photos did you get?
Oh my gosh, there were so many replies. I'll have to go back and find it. It's just endless, endless. And I'm like, these people are just so stupid. I'm not talking about your grandmother who died of stage 4 breast cancer. I'm
Yeah.
just making a point that Dixie D'Amelio looks disgusting with her shaved head, and we
Chad,
all know it.
Chad, have you noticed when she says it, it's more cutthroat than when I say. If I said, "Oh, he wants to pull her hair," it's like a toxic masculine guy saying it. When you say it, it's way more evil. I don't know
Really?
why.
I think it's better if a man says it because it's more offensive. Like women, if they hear, I don't know, women do hate hearing stuff like this from other women. They feel like they're getting betrayed.
Well, for me, they just write me off as a broken crackhead. But when you say it, they go, "Oh, she got her life together," saying it. So maybe she's right. But it is weird how like Family Guy can make those jokes, but we can't.
I know.
You know,
It's just,
everyone
it's
loves
so
Family
gay.
Guy doing it. The cancer jokes on Family Guy, everyone giggles at that.
That's funny. Someone asked me, how did I meet my husband? Trying to find a W wife as well. He booked me on Slightly Offensive on a show. It was very like just in the conservative realm, but I would say go to church. I don't know, go to church. It's hard though. It's difficult. There's not many women out there. I know Pearl talks a lot about this. There's not really any women. They
Wait,
do
what?
exist though.
Which church do you recommend? You didn't say your church.
I don't know if I should say. I don't
Okay,
know if
yeah,
I should say my
don't. You
church.
already said you're in Arizona, so don't do it.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say my church, but it's a small church. Usually the mega churches are not as good, but I don't know. I don't know.
I've
I
never
wouldn't
been.
recommend social media.
I've never been to a mega church. I want to go to
Neither
one.
have I.
Because I can see myself when I like mature, way down the road. I could see myself speaking at a mega church.
You want to speak at a mega church? Maybe you should just start your own church.
Because people have said to me, they're like, Zherka, you don't have to give up on your dreams of having a Fortune 500 company and stuff. Now that you said all this stuff publicly and you're a warrior of God, because what if you shifted into mega churches? You know how much money you can make there? And I was like, damn, this feels evil to talk about, but yeah, I could be those crazy what were those crazy priests who scream, but they're not like real priests. I could do that.
Mhm. Right, you could so pull that off.
Yeah.
Okay, Zherka, are you familiar with the film
Zeitgeist. Zeitgeist, yeah.
Zeitgeist?
Yeah,
Okay, what are your thoughts on it?
yeah, it's been debunked violently, and I watched it when I was in grade 12, I think 2012, and it's like debunking Jesus, and it's so much lies. When you read history, you know how they say like every every ancient god and Mithra, and they were all born of a virgin, and when you read history thoroughly, Jesus' story is so fucking unique, Like you could see the Trinity appear in some places vaguely, but to have the identical Jesus story, Zeitgeist is a movie that debunks Jesus and pushes that narrative, and it got debunked by after 5-7 years. It got debunked by people who even hate Jesus. A lot of documentaries who are attacking Jesus still said no, his story is unique. And so when I was like an atheist agnostic type, I was like, oh, Zeitgeist is bullshit. And now, as a Christian, I go, holy fuck, was that bullshit? Like, it was all a lie, right? And especially when, I mean, you cannot be a Christian if you don't see the history and the timeline as warped and fake news. If you think the timeline you're given is correct, you can never actually have faith in Christ because everything starts at Genesis. Let go of those dinosaurs and shit.
Let go of the dinosaurs. Okay. Was your hotel raided by the CIA?
No, I don't want to talk about that one because I'm not supposed
Okay.
to be talking about any doxing stuff. I'm in a lot of trouble right now.
Okay. I definitely won't talk about it. Okay, I wanted to know what your future is. Like, what does your future hold? What are your plans? What's on the horizon for Zherka?
That's the best part, and why I'm so effective is I could tell you, and you wouldn't believe me. I'm that chaotic. Nobody knows, but that's what makes me so powerful. Because I always have a timeline of what I'm gonna do, but I branch it off into 3 different parts: the good, the neutral, and the very bad. So that would be me in prison, and then I write down all the things that'll make me inch towards which one. And so I have like a list. So let's say I'm getting in trouble for being doxxed a bunch and the authorities are around me. I already know I'm going to the timeline of going to prison. So I stop doing radical shit and slow the fuck down. But I could see myself, don't laugh. I could see myself one day actually being mature, a lot less funny, and a Jordan Peterson figure, but with a suit and tie. And because I can talk formal, I could clean it up, but I like saying fuck, so I want to say fuck for 10 more years.
Yeah, I feel you. I had such a bad mouth, but then I was doing a live show on this other network for a while, and the audience did not like it. So I kind of learned to stop swearing, and it's kind of unattractive coming from a woman.
Yeah,
So I
actually,
toned it down.
Isabel, I've never heard my mother say one swear word. Not even the like medium swear words, let alone F word or. And so every time I've ever met a woman since elementary school, I never saw them as women. I saw them as half men. Right.
Yeah, it's very
The
masculine.
first archetype of a woman that I saw was my mom, me and my brothers. And so that never got replicated. So I never met a woman and thought she's an actual woman. I always thought she's like a hologram.
Yeah, true. So it's a W that I'm no longer swearing, at least
Yeah,
as much. So someone wanted me to ask you about the flat Earth. Are you a flat earther?
1000%. Actually, I was when I was not religious, my religion online was how I would defeat engineers, physicists, doctors in debate. My religion was flat Earth. And then when I read history, then it tied into Genesis and oh shit, it's real. But yeah, I'm a geocentrist 100%. Actually, I'll say I'm more convinced in flat Earth than any other position I have in my life.
Okay,
And,
so why? Make the case for me. Because I
okay,
don't really know that much into it. I really don't like know much about it at all.
well, it all comes down to when you first see every single picture of Mars, Jupiter, all the pagan giants that people believe in, right? Like Jupiter was like the god of the storm, thunderstorm, and now they say Jupiter has a storm in it, that storm eye. All that is computer generated photos, composites. Every picture, video, documentary of outer space is fake. Space is real, outer space is fake. Planet X, everything. And the International Space Station has been caught with harnesses, chroma keys, and blue screens and green screens. So if you watch, I'll say this: if you watch one documentary that's the most banned documentary, and Flat Earth is the most, even more than JQ, It is the most banned topic in algorithm history. Where if you search it up, you get a disk flying through space and all this nonsense. No firmament. It's all nonsense. It is the most Googled topic in Google history because Trump's team leaked flat Earth leaks during the election cycle. I'm not CIA. I just know this. They leaked this so people don't believe in establishment and Hillary Clinton, and they get scared. Like, whoa, what the fuck? It's not a ball. And then they, closed it up again. But go watch Level by Eric Dubay, the documentary. When you find out every picture of space is fake, the moon landing fake. Neil Armstrong did not talk to Richard Nixon, the corrupt president, on a landline telephone from 270,000 miles away. 97% of all Earth Wi-Fi is done through triangulation grid towers and weather balloons, underground sea cables. Nothing is linked to satellites. All pictures of satellites are fake on Google. And the International Space Station, they have so many bloopers in the documentary of astronauts. You can see the fucking harness. Or one astronaut dropped a penny, as they're floating in zero G, and he freaked out. And then they deleted that footage, but it's archived forever. It's in everywhere on the internet. You can find it. And so when you go, what the fuck, space is not real, and Operation Fishbowl Dominic, which in Latin means of the Lord, fishbowl of the Lord, when you Wikipedia what operation that is, they're shooting rockets against the dome. You find out you've never seen a curved Earth unless it's a fisheye lens. And they say you could see it at 120,000 feet, but you can't. Get a weather balloon and do it yourself. You can only see it with a fisheye lens, curved Earth. Every picture of Earth is computer generated. Even the continents change size. It's fucking hilarious. And NASA admits all this. Then all these astronauts were leaked. Like Buzz Aldrin went on. Was it Jimmy Fallon or that red hair guy? He said, yes, all of the moon landing footage is fake. Buzz Aldrin said this. But we went there. We just had to use fake footage because our footage was like grainy and what the fuck? So I'm like, okay, I don't believe in moon landing, space. Genesis talks about the firmament and horizon. The horizon of the sky comes from the word horizontal, tectonic plates, not tectonic balls. The water is always level. It's never stuck to a ball in history because water always finds its level. And what's crazy to me is 6 experiments of Michelson-Morley to prove the Earth is in motion failed. Star trails star constellations haven't changed for thousands of years. They've never intersect. Polaris hasn't deviated an inch off the sky for thousands of years. Nothing. But they're saying you're flying through space. The star trails move, but the Earth doesn't. Einstein said the Earth is an observable, motionless plane. And the one that freaked me out the most, every single airplane on Earth has an autopilot system for emergency landings. And it doesn't use a globe. It uses an ice wall map called the azimuthal equidistant map that Admiral Byrd, the first person to travel to Antarctica, he's on footage saying there's more land. A compass only points north because it's a flat Earth. South is 180 degrees away from north. You circumnavigate like Christopher Columbus, like how the sun moves, east to west. You can go around on, let's say, a plate. It's not a disk in space. Space is not real. Earth is the basement of the universe. Every scientific study is on the flat earther side. You'll never find this content on YouTube. What I'm talking about, never. You'll only find retard flat earther shit, flat earth society. And the crazy thing is they put Freemason flags on the moon. They want you to think the Bible's fake. Oh, we went to outer space. There's no firmament. Oh, there's dinosaurs before you. The Bible's fake. Oh, you were actually a monkey. No intermediary species ever found. Evolution was criticized by everyone before they started getting censored and banned. Dude, flat Earth is the easiest. This is the big debate I'm having in a few days with that Mark Sartain guy. Mm-hmm. Every military system for launching missiles use flat Earth maps. And, well, what if they just make the sphere into flat? No, dude, these maps have our ice wall, which is the highest shoreline on Earth. On Wikipedia, it's called Antarctica. Look at the United Nations flag. You'll have your flat Earth map. Every maritime association to travel the seas uses a flat Earth map. Every meteorological association flag uses a flat Earth map. The one map that leaked from the United Nations building, I leaked it first, and now it's very popular, is a flat Earth map, but it's a little different. It shows more lands and it shows Nazi symbols, which is just an elemental pagan symbol of earth, air, fire, and water. That's what that, I'm not going to say the mustache guy's sign is, right? But at the top of the dome, they put a little cross on this leaked map, as in Christ is real. Dude, flat Earth is, I mean, think about it. Why do you believe it's a sphere? You'll never see that curved Earth. When you search up NASA Red Bull jump, the whole Earth is landmass of New Mexico. There's no water. There's not one ocean, but they say it's mostly oceans because it's a fisheye lens, and they haven't left low Earth orbit. Nothing has ever left low Earth orbit. All of those rockets crash. All this is going to be in my documentary, but if you really want to get it quick, go to John Zherka's YouTube channel. Is like 60,000, 70,000 subscribers I have right now. Go to Destiny versus Zherka and watch me. This is my first 35,000 followers I gained, is destroying him in a flat Earth debate. And he's the genius. I'm just a security guard. But the truth defends itself. That's why they cope. Hollow Earth, Triangle Earth, none of them are banned from the algorithm, only flat. And it's not just flat. Picard, who saw the top, said it's with an upturned edge for the Antarctic walls. And they said that there's more land past these Antarctic, go southward, that have good soil and resources. The only treaty held for over 60 years, the longest treaty ever held, is the Antarctic Treaty. You're not allowed to go there. Planes can't fly. It's not because it's cold. Planes can't fly there. Planes are not allowed to fly over the North Pole either, unless you're the Queen's brother who did it. What else? Oh, wow, it's coming out of me. This is good. Ask me one question, like, what doesn't make sense to you about your thinking?
Well, I mean, I guess like what you're saying is like, I've never seen, I don't know, I have not really looked into this at all. I wanted to ask you, so you don't believe in evolution? Like you think that this is all to disprove the Bible?
Yes. I mean,
Or try to disprove it, like make the argument.
When Darwinism came out, which that's what Hitler was into, right? The Ubermensch and the fucking evolution of man. All, like, look at the Earth's spin. It spins on an axis of what? 66.6, because it's Freemasonic science. They do it on, right? Some people say, well, I think it's a spiritual component too. But evolution, by everyone who hated Christianity, all the intellectuals who hated Christianity, all got together and said evolution is the dumbest fucking theory we've ever heard. But they all got censored, and it became the norm. They don't allow geniuses in society. People think Jordan Peterson's smart. He's an idiot. I'll wipe the floor with him, and I'm just some fucking cokehead. Listen, we study Plato. We don't study Jordan Peterson. He repackaged Jung. There are no more geniuses anymore. There are no more Platos. None. Why? Because they actually kill Malcolm X type brains. What you see in society, Jordan Peterson, are the dumbest cattle they allowed to reproduce, right? So
true, they allow them to be there.
Evolution's still, but evolution's actually backwards. We de-evolved. So back in Adam and Eve time, or let's say like the first humans, they were geniuses compared to us now. We're the dumbest. We're cutting our penises off. We've never been dumber. I mean, and we've imagine 10 years ago turning on the TV and seeing what we see today. You and I would freak out. We'd go, what the fuck is on? We're just getting dumber, but people like Andrew Tate, Sneako, and all these fucking retards convince you that no, I have an iPhone. This is the best time in history to live. People are convinced that the longest lifespan humans have had is the one in 2023. You get 100 years, but the jab, that's fake news. But no, there's been times in history where people are living to 250 fucking years. It's all scrubbed. Vatican Archives or Smithsonian Museum, every dinosaur bone is made out of rat bone and resin, fake. They're replicas in every museum. 99% of them are fake. The 1% is in the Smithsonian Museum, which are giant bones. That's what a lot of Christians say. I didn't look into that much. dinosaurs were found as late as the 1700s by only white men. $1 million a bone, and then they spread it internationally. And nobody realizes that the four wings of the earth, like the Bible says, were Christian. Indians were all Christian. Everyone on earth at one point was Christian. That's the psyop. That Christianity is not a religion. Religions are all anti-Christ because the default position was Christianity. There's nothing else. That's real history. Every other religion is attack on the cross. That's why Freemasons don't have a problem with Islam, Judaism, or any of that stuff. They only have a problem with the truth. But what do you think is the one thing that makes you what?
Wait, you cut out. The one thing that makes me what?
A globalist. Like, why do you believe in it? It's a globe.
I honestly don't believe in it's a globe. That's just like something that we were taught since forever, which makes me question it. Because like, why do they want us so badly to think it's a globe?
But Isabella, since you never looked into the flat earth stuff, there's got to be stuff you're asking, like, where's the edge? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So where's the edge? So if it's a round globe, there's no edge. That's what they're saying. In a flat Earth, there is an edge.
Well, where's the edge of space, right?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And remember, you can't go to the edge because of the Antarctic Treaty. That, you know, Antarctica on this map is all around us, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think dark web has a lot of good flat earth stuff. I wouldn't recommend people search flat earth. Firmament is the word. Flat earth, you can get a very weird fake news, you know?
Yeah, like they'll only let people who make a mockery out of it.
Yeah. Well, when you find out most all big banking is done on the 33rd parallel on earth, there's zodiac alignments, and JP Morgan said millionaires do not study astrology, only billionaires do. It's because it's like a cosmic clock that they can time days where they can start world wars and people will actually get up and fight. There'll be more energy that day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Emotional energy. And that's all these stonemasons studied. It was the stars, right?
So you do believe in astrology? See, I used to like astrology before I was a Christian, but then I've heard it's kind of demonic, so I've tried to stay away from it.
Well, look at all the stars. If you go star trails, they all go in in the direction, the will of God, except the ones that chose their own path. The 7 planets of antiquity, Mars, the god of war, and stuff like that. And that's who these Luciferians want to be, their own gods, that they don't want to go God's plan. But yeah, astrology is 99% of it is all fake feminine. But when you look at the masculine numerology, astrology, that stuff's real.
Okay, guys, if you want to ask questions, you can send super chats. We do have some that I have been kind of missing out. So there are some that I don't know if I can even talk about.
Okay, I'm gonna stand. I hope this doesn't like give you vertigo or what's that called? Like motion sickness. But
I'm good.
It's for my back.
It's okay. So you probably can't answer this, but it was a super chat. Zherka, you think that the Jays would let you get popular? You could just say yes or no.
Mm. Yes, I do. But not that popular. Because you got to remember that when you walk with God, the villains don't viciously try and kill you. They first viciously try and win you over. Everyone wants to be in God's favor, especially the guilty. So that's what you got to remember. And it's not like my goal is to convert the evil guys, but when you're unapologetically forward, like everyone picks up the Bible as a shield, and I think that's great, but I really don't think, that's the strategy anymore. I think we grab the cross as a sword and we've got to start moving forward because we are demoralized and defeated and destroyed at this point. But remember, it only takes one Nick to get a Zherka going, the martyr Zherka. And really, it just takes like one dude to awaken a million. Like, you remember George Floyd awakened millions, and that's a matter, right?
Saint Floyd.
That's what the ruling class hates the most is how quickly it can change. And revolution starts. I'm not saying I'm a comedian, right? I'm not CIA, but a revolution starts with 3,000 people. That's all you need, and I've got 300,000, and soon 30 million. And remember, the goal is not for me to like make it in their good favor. That's definitely satanic. The goal is that if I get wiped out, canceled, destroyed, killed, imprisoned, that, I go in my grave and there's 10 million new Christians at my funeral. And that's our win, right? If we had 1 million Christians today spawn out of nowhere, we win the game. Even 100,000 strong voice Christians would convert. One little passage in the Bible can change someone's fucking heart and completely turn them into a zherka type. Imagine a movie, and that's what my content is. It's the movie of Christ, or the Christ inspired, right? My crisis was saved by Christ. My life crisis, I'm inspired, and that's why my shit is so cinematic and I go extreme. Like, I don't care if I get jumped and they beat the shit out of me. They did much worse to Christ. If I'm covered in blood and shit, I don't give a fuck about that. It just makes me the martyr, and I convert more, way more. So you could do the worst to me, I still win.
True. You just need more soldiers to get inspired by what you say.
Yeah.
And even if you're locked away, it still does good. Okay, so we have another super chat from our boy Juice Stein saying, so true, Zherka. Sneako and the Tates have only interacted with the Nick who is playing nice and entertaining their cringe beliefs. They aren't ready for the unleashed power level. Nick the Knife.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, like, Nick, Zherka, you can bang them out and kill them. Do you really think there's nobody in our audience who's going to be next up? I think there's at least 100 minimum who are going to be so ashamed of being called a Zherka copycat or a Nick copycat that they'll actually study and they'll sound better than us. And we're not Andrew Tate where we go, no, I'm the best, I'm the top G. No. The Zoomers that are coming in the future, they're going to be way more charismatic, way more masculine. They're going to be way more traumatized too, because the world they're receiving, this B system, is somehow going to be worse than the one we have. Isn't that crazy? Mm-hmm. So I really am confident that, worst case scenario, a lot of you guys are just going to be in farms with your families, living normal lives. But best case scenario, into the inferno we go. But that's comedy. Don't arrest me for that.
True. Okay, Zherka, is Kosovo in the heart of Serbia?
No, Serbia is a homosexual country, right? These are those, Orthodox Christians do not believe in original sin. These are fucking
They
freaks.
don't?
No, they don't. They're like, yeah, that's on Adam and Eve, actually. They're fucking disgusting, bro. That's some fucking leftist shit.
That is. That's very strange. Okay, also another question from the same person. Top Z, what are your thoughts on Canada's housing crisis? Some juicy questions.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know how much we care about Canada's housing crisis.
Anytime I hear Canada, I cringe.
Yeah. Have you heard the conspiracy theories that their prime minister, Justin Trudeau, is like the actual son of Castro?
I don't even think it's a conspiracy. Like 100%, I would bet money on that.
Yeah, he looks like him too.
Yeah. And it's really interesting how, like, no matter how professional and political someone is in life, it always comes back down to like high school sex dynamics. Like the elites all bang each other's wives. Castro fucked that woman and got her pregnant. Like they're all cucks and they share their wives. Like at the top, it's a lot of like, yeah, like, you hear about Merkel being Mustache Man's granddaughter? I could believe that.
I have not heard that.
Something that Andrew Tate and all these people don't understand is it's not the bloodline elites who are at the top. And I'm the first person to ever platform this. The bloodline elites work for regular people that are not royalty, but they mastered Marina's Serbian Abramovich black magic to attract them. How did she get that Microsoft sponsorship doing pig blood magic rituals? She got Jay-Z, Bill Gates around her, and she's just some artist. That's like me being just some random streamer in this garage painting some Mona Lisa's tits, and then all of a sudden Bill Gates walks in and endorses me out of the blue. Yeah, the spellcasters are at the top. Those old sages, those type of Gnostics that Manny P. Hall, the greatest Canadian author who was a Freemason, high level, he said some of these sages can shoot a mental ray from their mind and kill someone in another country. But there'll be like, I guess, 10 of these people on Earth, and the rest will have to do spell casting like Donald Trump, like where, you know, you rally people and shit like that. But yeah, when you find out black magic is real, you know, and Carl Jung really, when I studied his early life and witchcraft he got into, and how he learned about the 12 archetypes. A human only has 12. And you can find out which one you are and what you suffer from. Those are the 12 zodiacs. That's thousands of years. That was taught a long time ago. So Carl Jung is not more intelligent than Plato and these guys. It's just a lot of buried stuff, because it's just recycled. There's nothing new under the sun. By the way, all pictures of the sun, this is heliocentrism, solar worship. This is what you believe in. They're all fake. Space pictures are all fake. This heliocentrism says you're revolving around the sun. It's worshiping Apollo, right? Lucifer, the light bringer. But the sun is smaller than the earth, just like the moon. That's why they perfectly eclipse. That's why you look up and it's fucking small, and it's electromagnetic, like Tesla said, not a burning ball of gas in a vacuum, which is a logical fallacy. That's impossible. And you got to remember, Tesla even said that there's infinite cosmic energy coming from the stars. Like, people think, John, we're solar powered. We get our energy, vitamin D, from the sun. Then why not from the fucking stars? That's why worshiping a star god can get you their powers. But the Holy Ghost, that's the armor you put on. So yeah, we get our energies from the moon, the sun, the stars. And you got to remember that the moon is just the feminine. The sun is the masculine principle. And that's why I'm rambling. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I actually do know some of that astrology stuff. The moon represents the mother. The sun represents the father.
That's in the Kabbalion too. But the reason why I say I'm rambling is when people say, I can't believe I just discovered you, zherka. Every time I click a video, I have to watch it 4 times, 5 times in a row. I'm mind blown. The reason why people are so mind blown with these ramblings is because I never repeat it. So once I do a full ramble on Bradley's, I'm not going to talk about sun and moon here. You have that one there. I'm going to give you fresh,
fresh content. Okay,
yeah.
I'll do one last question and then I'll let you go, because I know this was a last minute stream and I know your back is hurting.
You make me an old man.
How old are you?
I just turned 29 and I'm going to kill myself, dude.
Oh, no, it's okay.
I feel 15 years old. Like, I call people goat fuckers.
Right, and camel riders. Okay. Zherka, would you be interested in going on the Jesse Lee Peterson show? Sneako was on earlier, and I think Jesse got through to him.
Absolutely. I've been wanting to go on for years. I think I would cancel I would cancel PewDiePie having me on for Jesse. Are you kidding me? Like, I've been watching Jesse I love Peterson.
Yeah, Jesse's great. What is that little game thing?
Mortal Kombat.
My husband just walked in. Do you want to say something?
Cool.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Well, guys, if you have any last questions, okay, well, I guess here's another one. Zherka, were you ever at the point in your life where you thought about selling your soul?
Yeah, I think I sold it when I was fighting. At one point,
you sold it to a camel.
Yeah, no, I think goats are my thing. I think I take a goat.
Goats are your thing? Okay.
Yeah, because then I got horns, unless they're suffering from chemo. Got horns to grab, chat. I wish I could see you guys.
Oh, we're taking over, Zherka. We're taking over.
You guys are not afraid to have Zherka on. These are allies, chat.
This is true. Hey, I wanted to. Isabella's gonna go make me some food, but I wanted to reiterate the point that you were making about these people who are becoming so powerful from this like dark magic, this black magic, this witchcraft, and all this stuff, and just say that how much more powerful is Jesus, who is the one true God? How much more powerful is it? And if you're not seeing the power of Christ, it's because you don't have the faith. And in Hebrews 10, it talks about what faith is, and it's the sure confidence in the things unseen. And, Zherka, you said for a minute, you said, there's nothing that I'm more sure of than the flat earth. Zherka, there's nothing you got to be more sure of than the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Right. Right. I don't think that's an effective message, because you will never believe in Christ if you don't believe in the first page, which is the firmament. You
Yeah.
cannot reject. This is why I said, Nick, I like you. If you ever say I'm crazy for this position, you are my enemy. And you know what he said? He said, I'm on your side. That genius, that kid who never lost a debate, he's a geocentrist. You're telling me you guys are smarter than Nick? Follow Nick.
True. Hey, no, what's funny is I've always had the position of flat earth firmament
Really?
for for forever. Because there's something about and I didn't do any research into it, because essentially what I do is, as soon as the establishment rejects something and tells you can't believe it, I believe in it, because that's typically how things go. And just Ezekiel talking about the firmament, it's written in scripture, so it's just something that's true. But what's funny is you talk to people that are Christians about flat earth, and they'll be like, nah, you're crazy, you're psycho. And then you talk about Ezekiel, whatever it literally says, the firmament. Well, hold on a minute. That's weird. This must be a translation error. This must be, nah, bro, it's not. It's not the word of God. It's the word of God. It's inerrant.
Yeah, it says 4 wings of the earth too. And earlier you said, for those people who don't see the power of Christ, I don't think those people exist. Everyone sees the power of God. It's they feel they don't deserve it. That's why they reject it. Have you noticed that? Like, all my life, I was like, okay, I can believe in God, but I'm a horrible person. I don't want to go to God is ultimate goodness, like Plato said, right? So I'm like, I don't want to go that way, because I don't deserve. And that's why people say, well, you're narcissism. And I think the youth lack narcissism. Narcissism is really, you deserve God.
Well, every single person who thinks that they're not worthy of Jesus or the power of God, ultimately, they don't really believe in the power of the cross and the power of what was done on the cross. Because, for you to say, I'm not worthy of this, what you're really saying is Jesus didn't do enough on the cross. Jesus didn't do enough, and I can't enter into it. So you have to actually reprogram and just get out of your pity party bullshit and actually just understand that every single sin was paid for, past, present, future, eternity, on the cross. And now, with your faith, the sure confidence in the things unseen, you can enter into the power of the Holy Ghost and the power of God.
And really, he's not asking for much. Like, he's not asking he gets tortured for you. And all he's asking you to do is stop believing in Kim Kardashian. He's asking you for nothing, dude. Yo, and you know what's sad is, like, I think I'm the first YouTuber to come to Christ as the second my career started taking off. So people are like, oh, it's working for him. This is the first time we've seen this. And really, they didn't see the first month as a Christian where I fucking damn near killed myself.
Yeah.
But, I went through that pain. And it's sad that the people I converted so fast, though 1,400 people, is because my life's going so good. Where it's like, that's not always going to be the case. You better if I lose everything, you better still be on this shit, right?
Yeah. Well, no, that's 1,400. That's impressive. How did you pull these numbers?
Emails, DMs, but only the detailed DMs, because my team did it. Because I give them all my passwords and stuff. I've got nothing to hide. So, not like, because they were strangers in the beginning, kind of. So it's like, John, they're going to see your conversations. I say the same stuff live, so I don't care.
Yeah.
But they got the emails, the names, the high schools they went to, the DMs, and then my head guy, I love him to death. He would DM them back to get more info to see if it's a bot, a troll, or did they actually come to Christ? So this took like a while. This took like it took a long time. But when I saw the first like 200, I was like, whoa, give me all of them. And they're like, that'll take forever. I'm like, bro, I'm not going on any podcast till you give me all of them. They said, we'll go on podcast. We'll keep feeding you 20, 30 emails. Because to me, it felt like, oh shit, this is fucking real. I don't have to just
yeah.
Because if I get rich without the converting people, I feel like I'm working for Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we capped it at there. And a lot of them wanted to get on Discord calls. A lot of them were Muslim, which it blew me away. But my team said it's because I look like them, so it made more sense to them. But the thing that blew me away the most is when they compared it to other YouTubers who read their stats live. I destroy million follower channels. I must be the greatest fucking preacher on earth right now.
Yeah, no, I remember reading comments because as soon as I started producing for Slightly Offensive at Blaze TV, started incorporating lots of Christianity. And I mean, 1,400 is a huge number. We would get 20 to 30 comments of just, praise God, I needed this to get through the week, you know, and
I genuinely don't think I got it because of my crazy numbers, millions of views and stuff like that. I think it's because of the masculinity. There's no Christian channel that's masculine. So clearly they were starving.
Yeah.
I'm Mother Teresa. They're eating from my hands. And everyone's like, no, it's because you're the most viral. No, I don't. If I was soft, I don't think the numbers would translate.
Nah. Yeah, no, sappy, soft Christianity is not it. We need warriors. All right, well, I just wanted to say something. And
Blaze.
What?
You're with Blaze TV?
I was, yeah.
Okay. All right. And now you and Isabella do your own thing? You have your own website and all that?
No, I transferred. I work with Benny Johnson now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. But dude, that was Isabella's best stream by far. Sure.
Thanks for having me on, because this is the only woman's stream I'll ever go on besides Pearl. I like Pearl a lot.
Yeah.
And Pearl she's like in the fight, but she does the most effective woman feminine thing she can do in war. She just gives me documents and documents of dirt on people if I'm ever in trouble. Anytime someone attacks me, she goes, by the way, and I get like fucking essays. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? They're like, she'd be like, that's their life history, John. I highlighted all the points where they're being hypocrites for you. I was like, who the fuck are you, bro?
No, whenever you look at history, women are not effective in war if you put them on the battlegrounds, but they'll go and like sleep or get close to a man and get the dirty info, and that's how they're effective. So that's
what
proper role.
Pearl's sleeping with the blue Ethan Klein. You think she's gonna take that as an insult, but you're joking, right?
Yeah, I am. I'm joking.
She's sleeping with Ethan Klein right now. Oh my god! She's the first person who got me into watching this stuff. Jesse Lee Peterson just DM'd me. What the fuck? He called me a nigga.
No, he didn't.
No, because he uses hard R. No, thanks for having me on, guys. And God bless you. Your new baby girl that's January 6th. Is it conceived?
Yep, January 6th conceived. I was praying it was a boy so we could raise